Hi-ho, everyone, and welcome back to another adventure of Turwinkle, the gnome mage. Well, hi, Turwinkle.
Greetings.
Are you all set for tonight?
Affirmative.
Well, great, because we are in Theramore, and we're going to be interviewing the guild, the Nightfall Vanguard. So without further ado, let us go and find them, shall we? All right, and we found them here, and here they are. Boy, what a great-looking bunch. This is the Nightfall Vanguard, and their leader right up front here, Kalos Sinclair, the High Lord of Nightfall Vanguard, nicknamed the Dark Wolf. He's a level 90 human rogue. Hello, sir.
How are you doing there, Turwinkle?
Great. And it looks like you brought the best and the brightest of the Nightfall Vanguard.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's go ahead and meet this wonderful group that you've brought here tonight. And we'll just start with this fine fellow here.
All right, that is one of my veteran members. His name's Javrik Kondar.
Alrighty. And next.
This is one of my high marshals, which is our officers, Kolsky, or Victor Gnarls, rather.
Okay.
And this here is another of the high marshals, Rosemary Glassford. We all call her Rose.
Excellent.
And yet another high marshal, Astuto Marciantique Sinclair.
All right.
And the final of the high marshals, which is Maragdor Darkfrost.
Great. And whoop, this other banner bearer.
That's Mivarin Valteric.
Excellent. All right. So great looking bunch, and we will look at the next group here. So we'll be right back to see this. Alrighty, so we have the second row here.
All right, starting us off is Grace Gage. She's in the arbitrary division.
Okay. Next.
And here we have Zoran. He is a new pledge, actually.
Oh, great.
And here we have Perseus Sylvain. He's also in the arbitrary division.
Awesome. And
here's Luros, one of our sentinels, which is a sub-officer.
great. Great looking bunch. Alrighty, we have the third row here.
Alright, and to start us off is Jolisa Jones. She's in the Marshal Division.
Alright.
And then we have Captain Johan Blackstone. He is also a new pledge.
Alrighty.
And here's Shauna Black, also in the Marshal Division.
Great. I see you have a blood elf or a high elf for in your guild.
This is actually one of our out of character members, Kinneret.
Okay. Well, great. Alrighty. Alrighty. Well, we got the fourth row here.
All right, and starting us off for the fourth row is Jaylin Bloodreaver. She's also one of our new pledges.
Excellent.
And here we have Aswin, also a pledge.
Nice to meet you, sir.
And here's Dramus Trueheart. He is also a pledge, one of the newers.
Great. Alrighty.
And here's Gurgan the Humble, and she's also a new pledge.
Fantastic. Alrighty, what a wonderful bunch. And I've got to say, this is probably the biggest guild interview that I've done, and by far, I think, so far. So, excellent job. And I know that you have a lot more members that could have been here. Is that correct?
That is correct. We have 142 unique accounts and 236 actual characters.
Holy smokes! So yeah, you really would have filled up the filled up the bridge here with that many people. We would have been here all night. Well, wonderful. So I guess the first question that we usually ask is, how did you come up with the name Nightfall Vanguard?
You know, it was actually a combination, putting our heads together. Rose, Kolsky, Asturo, Maro, and myself, along with a couple of others. We just kind of put our heads together and we stood in a circle and what sounds cool.
Okay, so it was a collaborative effort then.
Yes, sir, it was.
Well, excellent. And is everybody still with you that started the guild?
Believe it or not, most people who, were actually in the creation are still with us today.
Well, that is great. That means that you've all taken the idea that you started with and have grown together with it. Is that correct?
That is definitely correct. We are a very, very family-oriented guild.
Well, great. That is awesome. It's always nice to start something with, maybe just a select few people, a few friends, and just watch it grow. And just you end up with more friends than you know what to do with in some cases. All right,
That's
great.
exactly right.
Yeah. Well, great, and especially you guys. This you've got, like you said, quite a few members, and they all look great. And it's certainly nice meeting you all. So we will come back, folks, and we will start digging in and finding all about the Nightfall Vanguard. And we're back. So the Nightfall Vanguard. What is this guild about?
We actually, when we came up with this idea, we were like, what do we not do? What does everybody not do? And we came up with the idea of a chaotic good guild that is just basically fighting to rid Azeroth of evil. And by chaotic good, we mean that, in essence, our ends justify the means.
Okay. And someone bonked you there, sir.
Yeah, that tends to happen sometimes.
Okay, so the ends justify the means. So there are laws within Stormwind, but sometimes those laws don't get the job done. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what we're saying. Um, we don't play by the rules always. We do exactly what we feel, is going to get the job done. We fight fire with fire if we need to.
All right. They bomb Theramore, you bomb Ogremar. Is that how it would work?
Something like that. Except we'd go in and go in and just assassinate them all.
Okay. Awesome. And so, would you classify your guild as a heavy RP guild, medium, light?
We are definitely a heavy RP guild. That is our central focus.
All right. Awesome. And so, everybody that comes into the guild, they all RP then?
That is correct. We do like to have some kind of RP at the very least. Even if it is just a little bit, we do require RP because that's what the heart of the guild is.
Okay, excellent. And do you folks do anything other than RP? Maybe a little PvP, battlegrounds, dungeons, any of that sort of thing?
Oh, most definitely. We PvE, we PvP. We actually have a pretty good sized group of PvPers, raiders. We have the whole bunch mixed in. I myself, frequently run our members through dungeons, raids, whatever they need.
Oh, excellent. All right, folks. Well, when we come back, we'll learn a little bit more about the Nightfall Vanguard. All right, and we're back, and you have one of your officers up here to talk with us.
That's right. This is one of my high marshals, Marog Thor, Dark Frost.
Excellent. All righty, sir. So, you guys are a very well organized guild. So, let us learn a little bit about your ranks. What's your rank system like?
Well, to start, we have three basic divisions that a member can join once they reach the required rank. The divisions are the Martial Division, the Covert Division, and the Arbitrary Division. Martial makes up the main bulk of the Vanguard's military might. That's fighters, offensive spellcasters, medics, any marksmen, anything like that.
Okay.
That includes the Medical Subdivision. That is also the division that I myself am in charge of along with Bethel Starkweather, who's unfortunately not here, but oh well.
Okay.
Next in line is the Covert Division, which is obviously our spies, assassins, messengers, intel officers, things like that. That's led by Victor Garles and Pseudo Sinclair. And last
Alrighty.
we have the Arbitrary Division, which one thing that I don't think many other guilds have is non-combative group. So this is the division that is made up of researchers, scholars, teachers, recruiters, things of that nature.
Well, excellent. So, and then within each one of those divisions, they have their own ranks. Is that right?
No, we have one straight list of ranks across the board.
Well, that makes it a lot easier, I imagine. So, what are those ranks?
Well, you start off at pledge. That's the opening rank. Once once a high marshal decides that you're worthy to join the actual vanguard fully, then you're moved up to scout. After that, you go to sworn warrior, and that's the main bulk of the vanguard. Most of our members are at that rank because that's the general rank that you'll find. After that is corporal, which is just a little bit higher up. Then it's Dusk Warden, Vanguard, and then Legionnaire. And then Knight is one of our higher ranks. That's the last rank you can get by normally climbing the ladder. After
Oh.
that is Knight Champion, which is a special rank because you have to meet certain requirements to be able to make it to that rank, which is a special test, and you have to be in the guild for a certain amount of time.
Okay.
After that is Sentinel, which is our sub-officer rank. They're usually in charge of the subdivisions such as recruitment or medical. And then there's High Marshal, which is my rank, and we're usually in charge of a division. Right now, there are 2 High Marshals for a division. And then there's our wonderful High Lord.
Alrighty. And so, until you overthrow him, he's the highest you can go. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, great. And you're not doing that tonight, are you? Because that would be messy. Oh, dang it. Okay, well, we'll be right back, and hopefully the the High Marshal will still be here. All right, and we're back. So, who do we have here with us?
This is one of my high marshals, Astuto Marciante Sinclair.
Alrighty, excellent, sir.
Hey, what's up?
It's nice meeting you. So, Mr. Sinclair, if I am a new person on Wormrest Accord and I've seen this awesome episode of The Adventures of Turwinkle, the gnome mage, and thought, boy, this is the guild that I want to join, who do I talk to and how do I get in?
Well, like most people, they're gonna find someone from Nightfall Vanguard and they're gonna ask, for an invite or who do I talk to? Well, mostly if they actually whispered a pledge, the pledge will redirect them to a recruiter or a high marshal. And once that happens, the high marshal or recruiter will talk to them, let the other officers know, and then we can try to get them settled in as soon as possible.
Alrighty, and it's starting to rain. Great. So, now do you do an in-character interview or is it all out of character?
It's actually both.
Okay. So in character, what kind of questions do you ask?
Well, usually, like most interviews, we get the background of the person, get to know them just a little bit. Also, we tell them, what our guild's interest in, or what do we do, and we try to find out if that character meets, suits the needs to our guild, and most of the time it does. Like, I don't ever recall sometimes saying, no, you can't join our guild, because most of the time we're open to anybody, really, anyone
Oh.
who wants to join.
Okay. And so you don't have to be a para RPer or, super good at RPing to get in?
Well, obviously you have to RP because we are RP guild, And you don't have to be super good. Like me, actually, Nightfall Vanguard was my first guild I joined. I joined WoW. I switched servers from a normal server to here, and I found Nightfall Vanguard, and they welcomed me with open arms. They even taught me how to RP.
Oh, well, awesome. So you guys are willing to help new RPers along then?
Yes, of course.
Well, great. Well, fantastic, sir. And folks, we'll be right back with some more questions. Alrighty, and we're back. So, sir, who have you brought up forward with us this time?
This is one of my high marshals, Victor Garles.
Alrighty, excellent. Hello, sir.
And a good day to you.
Alrighty, sir. So I'm in the guild. I just passed the IC interview. So, what kind of rules must I follow now that I'm within the Nightfall Vanguard?
Well, we as an RP guild have very basic rules upon joining. No drama, if you can help it. Don't harass other players. Don't troll other players who aren't in the guild. That's a big no-no. And, of course, we like to RP out in public. That's also a general rule that we like to do because we can't always stay secluded.
Sure. And so, how do I, now that I'm following the rules, I'm doing everything I should, how do I advance in rank within the guild?
Well, when you were to first join, you would start off as a pledge, and when a pledge would join, their name derives from they would pledge themselves to a division after a short time of looking around, and then they'll be bumped up to the rank of that division and become a scout. And whenever the high marshal or the leader of the division feels that that person is worthy of coming up another rank, he will do so.
Okay, and what kind of things do you look for when you're looking to promote somebody?
Well, I personally like to find someone who is very tolerable for the division, because the covert is not a very big one, because, as you know, people in heavy armor aren't that secretive.
That's
So
true.
I'd like to find some, yeah. So I personally like to find someone who is a decent role player and knows what he's doing in character, but if he doesn't, I'll be happy to help him through it so I can bump him up that extra point.
Okay, excellent. Well, wonderful, sir. Now, do you folks have a website?
We absolutely do. It is nfvg.enjin.com.
Oh, excellent.
On the website. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No, you're
On the
fine.
website, we keep our on our website we keep our forums, our member sheets, our requirements, the rules of the guild, the leaders' names, and we also keep a login sheet for people who join the guild. It is highly recommended that they go to the website and sign up.
Oh, great. So everything that we've talked about tonight will be there on the website for people to continue to look at if they have a question about the guild or anything along those lines while they're within the guild. That'll keep them informed. Excellent. Alrighty, folks. Well, when we come back, we'll have a few more questions for the Nightfall Vanguard. All right, and we're back. So, what is the current storyline right now? What are you folks doing right now as your guild RP? What's going on with the Nightfall Vanguard?
You know, right now we have a lot of different things going on. As you know, as a big guild, we continuously have to remain active, and we have a lot of different stories going on. One of our most prominent ones that we just did the first part of the event was called Northern Nightmares. It's actually being developed by Maro, and he works really hard on his events, and they're really cool. This one specifically is based in Northrend. Where we're out there basically pushing back to the Nerubs, the Nerubian carapaces, the crawlies is what Cal calls them, I see.
Right.
And that's a really fun event. He does, like I say, does a very good job on those. And then we have something coming up that's really, really interesting. We are actually intertwining storylines with Vanitas, which is the new, or not new, but what's the old evil guild that's coming back, and they're really, they're really pushing in. So, the Nightfall Vanguard is going to step up to meet them head on, and it's going to be some really interesting things. I know that we have an assault coming up from them. It's going to be a back and forth thing, a very continuous storyline.
Oh, well, great. Sounds like a lot of fun. So well, let me say, we are here in Theramore. Now, did you guys choose this as your home base?
It's actually a really interesting concept that we came up with. Again, we wanted to do something new. We wanted to do something creative, and we really just wanted to be unique with this. So what we decided is that since in lore, Theramore is destroyed, it was bombed. We took the old instance of Theramore, and we actually use it as what's called Eventide Isle. Now, Eventide Isle is not located here on this continent, actually. The isle is located in the Eastern Kingdoms, just off the coast of Elwyn. It's it's not charted, but it's something we kind of created to get more immersive, something new, something outside the box. So in character, it's an island off of the coast of like I say, Elwyn, and Denmark, and it's a standalone island. So it's takes a special boat to get there, which goes from Menethil.
Oh, well, great. So you've taken something that Blizzard has made as Theramore, and you've RP'd something entirely different with the area that Blizzard's provided. Is that correct?
Exactly, and like I say, since lore-wise, Theramore is actually not here. We're using this instance that they've provided us, and we turned into something new.
Well, great. That is a wonderful idea. And so you've called it Eventide, is that correct?
Yes, Eventide, and we also want to state is that we do not as a guild own Theramore. There's no connection between us and the actual Theramore. So definitely people are free to come and go as they please. We don't believe in restricting people of where they can and can't roleplay.
Well, sure. And if any of you folks out there have watched one of my previous episodes where we went through the base in Airy Peak with Prika, the Servitors of Lothar, and we talked about that, having to share certain areas with different guilds, and sharing their guild bases with other guilds sometimes can be an issue, but for the most part, everybody in the community pretty much shares areas with other guilds, so that's great. Well, wonderful. I really like that idea of taking something within the game and creating your own environment with it. So that is wonderful. Now I see we have a new arrival that arrived on a copter, and we'll just have him come forward. Dr. Pensife? Pure Trigger?
That's correct. Pensife, go ahead and come on forward.
Well, hello, sir. Yeah, he looks great. He's a level 90 gnome tech priest. That's great. And so I imagine he's in your medical part of your guild. Is that correct?
Actually, I'll let Pensife introduce himself real quick. He's actually one of my other high marshals.
Oh, awesome. Hello, sir.
Yeah, well, I came in here late, but so my role mainly here is I'm the head of the arbitrary division, which is all the crafters and all that kind of stuff. Like you see, obviously I have the goggles. I'm in an engineering getup. So, though yes, I play a priest in this. I'm a healer. My character isn't a spiritual priest. He doesn't do the whole like he's not like ritualist or anything. He's a gnome, and the way that I and a lot of other people see gnomes, especially like in this sense, is that they use things as utilities rather than like so like they discovered this light, so they use it as a utility. So that's what he does. So he's not like wearing robes or anything. Oops. He's not wearing robes or anything. He wears his engineering setup and he uses the light in his inventions, and he uses the light to heal people. He's a medic, but his most prominent feature is his engineering skill.
Oh, excellent. Well, it is certainly good to see you, sir. And folks, we'll come back and we'll talk just a little more with the Nightfall Vanguard. All right, so one of my favorite times of the guild interviews is when we get a chance to talk to a few of the members and find out what they enjoy about being in their prospective guilds. And so we have someone here who snuck in at the last moment here, and we have Fox, and this is Felicity Fox, Luck Bender, Shadow Spinner, Pirate Extraordinaire, nicknamed Fox. She's a level 90 blaspheming priest and currently trying to engineer a set of loaded dice. Excellent. Welcome. And Fox, what do you enjoy about being in the Nightfall Vanguard?
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to ask me. I love the atmosphere that Kalos and all the High Marshals and Sentinels have built here. There's a lot of diversity amongst characters. We have, combatants, we have priests, we have rogues, and everybody is able to get along.
Oh.
One of the first things that Kalos told me is that the guild becomes your family. And I didn't believe him. I've been in some pretty poor guilds before, and I've been here, I think, about a month and a half, and I wouldn't leave.
Well, excellent. And even though they've tried to make you leave, you just won't leave. Is that correct?
I just won't leave, yeah.
Well,
it's a fair amount of loving abuse.
well, thank you very much. That is awesome.
Thank you. Thank you, Turwinkle.
All right. Well, we have the Knight Champion, Javerick. So, sir, what do you enjoy about being in the Nightfall Vanguard?
Well, pretty much everything. That's, everything from the roleplay to the people. It's a really great guild. The Nightfall Vanguard is one of the best guilds on the server, in my opinion, and our great guild leader here, Kalos, runs a fine guild.
Oh, excellent. And I notice in your MRP, you're currently being J. And what does that mean? What does being J mean?
Well, a lot of people have different perspectives on J. Some people think, I'm mad, or some people think I'm a pretty cool guy. So I'm just going to be myself, and that's J.
Well, great. Great. Well, thank you very much, sir. All right, we have Jorn up next, and he's the Ford-fingered judge, Scourge of the Northern Sea, Master Fell Pyromancer, and he's currently attempting to secure another fight with Mr. Morrow. What are you fighting with Mr. Morrow, sir?
Morrow is Joe Heron's biggest fan. Joe Heron's he's the biggest fan of Morrow. So he's got to beat him in the duel one day, or he's just not good enough to be a pirate captain.
Okay. Wonderful. So, sir, what do you enjoy about being in the Nightfall Vanguard?
Being a fairly new member myself, already I'm in love with this guild than most of my other guilds on the server. It's by far one of the best I've seen. The GM, the officers, they all secure and create events that work out perfectly. They're not at all chaotic. You get to them, you have fun in them, and I gotta say, I don't plan on leaving anytime soon, nor have I had any thought of it recently.
Okay, and you just said that so you could get promoted, didn't you, sir?
Well, maybe.
No, excellent answer, sir. Excellent answer. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, next we have Mayvaren Valtric. He's the Vanguard of the Crusade, Lord Paladin of the Light. He's currently contemplating the Scriptures and her. Who, sir?
Oh god, I forgot about that part. It happens to be my role-playing partner, Teague. she's actually offline at the moment, so kind of waiting for her to get back before we finish up where we started.
Oh, okay. So is there something going on there?
Maybe. I
Okay.
don't know if I should indulge anymore.
All right.
Might
Well.
have to ask for forgiveness later.
Well, awesome. Alrighty, sir. What do you enjoy about being in the Nightfall Vanguard?
For the most part, it has to go towards diversity. As most people know, when you try to find a guild, especially after joining a new server, you always try to pick out your three critiques. Whether it's a heavy role-playing guild, or if it's a heavy populated guild, or if it's one that has a good mission, meaning that, you know, what they do as a guild. Are they a PvP or type of guild or whatnot? Well, the great thing about the Nightfall Vanguard, for me wise, coming from a PvP aspect, is they have all three that I've ever wanted. They have a great community of players. I usually find anywhere between 12 to 25 people on, and I'm usually one of the most active. I literally have no life besides work.
Well, wonderful. Yeah, that
So
definitely
besides
makes
that, they have huge. Oh, go ahead.
no, that definitely makes a big difference when the guild is actually active. When you have a lot of people on, you know, to participate with. There's nothing worse than being in a guild where there's nobody ever on. So that's wonderful.
Indeed, and because we have so many people on, that diversity where you can go towards role playing. I mean, personally myself, I role play as a paladin, and on other characters, I role play as a druid of the flame. So I kind of hit it off with people that role played on one character to another. And the great thing about the Nightfall Vanguard is everybody has their own character already made. You can just look at their my roleplay, and they're so complex that it's almost breathtaking to even read sometimes. I sometimes get confused at the long letters or words that are used, but that's as far as it goes.
All right. Well,
They're a
thank
great
you very
bunch.
much. Awesome. Great answer, sir. All right, and we have Jolisa Jones, nicknamed Joe here. And Joe, what do you enjoy about being in the Nightfall Vanguard?
Well, I've been in for quite a while now. It's actually one of the longest guilds I've stuck with. Because of their low drama threshold, they consistently have events, which is something that I've found to be rare. Usually things kind of peter off.
Sure.
But they consistently have events. There's great guild involvement. The leaders, it always seems there's always an officer on. They make sure to make you feel welcome. They say hi to you when you log on. I just think it's great. It's a great atmosphere. It's low key. It's chill. Yeah.
Well, great. Wonderful answer, ma'am. Thank you very much. Alrighty, so we have the wonderful guild leader of the Nightfall Vanguard, Halo Sinclair. Sir, what do you enjoy about leading this fine group of RPers in the World of Warcraft?
You know, I definitely have to say that, I've led several guilds, and out of all of them that I've led or been an officer in, my members are the reason that, I continue to be a leader, that I continue to do this. They're all amazing. We have some really great RPers, and we have some new ones, but, from new to veteran, they're all just great people, out of character, in character, and I have a lot of fun with them. I can come on here and I can laugh with them, I can joke around with them, and I can just really enjoy their company. So they're all just really great.
Well, great. And you can always tell by the answers that people give about being in a guild, how that guild is run, because really it starts from the top and works its way down. And as far as how a guild is operated, and really the success and the failures of guild fall on your shoulders as the leader. And from what I've seen and the answers that we've received tonight, you're obviously doing a fantastic job. So great. Folks, we will be right back with some final thoughts on the Nightfall Vanguard. Alrighty, sir. Well, what a wonderful guild you have here, and I've certainly enjoyed talking to all you folks. So, what have we not covered that you would probably like people to know about your guild here tonight?
Really, the only thing that I can think of is that here soon we are actually combining our efforts with the Wandering Lantern. We're gonna do a quarterly event that's called called the Nocturne Festival, and what that's going to entail is basically a supersized Wandering Lantern market, and as one of the hosts, the Nightfall Vanguard is actually going to be offering as a first prize drawing a 1 month membership to or subscription to WoW, and for second prize it's going to be an item valued anywhere from 20 to 30K.
Wow.
So
Wow, that is something else. And what a wonderful guild to oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was just going to say it's paid for, by all of the members, out of the guild bank. So it's it's a guild function.
Well, that's fantastic. And again, what a wonderful guild to combine your efforts with, the Wandering Lantern. They are really a great bunch, and they really know how to put on a community event. If you folks haven't been to the market event, it's a fantastic event put on by the Wandering Lantern on a monthly basis. And so, wow, I look forward to seeing that. And again, it's called the what?
It's going to be called the Nocturne Festival as far as we know.
Oh, great. Well, we look forward to seeing that, certainly. Well, folks, when we come back, we'll say goodbye to the Nightfall Vanguard, and we'll finish up, so we'll be right back. All right, well, here they are. Again, the Nightfall Vanguard. Folks, if you're looking for a great guild to join, you couldn't really do better than the Nightfall Vanguard. These guys really are very organized. They have a great RP and a wonderful leadership. And so we really couldn't say enough about what a great time we've had here tonight. Thank you so much, folks. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you for your patience here tonight. And we look forward to certainly seeing more of you folks in the future. So again, thank you, Kalos. You really have a great group here.
No, thank you. We're really, really glad to have you, and we're glad to to have been a part of this.
Alrighty, folks. Well, we will see. Wonderful. We'll see you folks back in the hinterlands, where Turwinkle will wrap everything up. And we're back in the hinterlands. Well, Turwinkle, what a great group, weren't they?
Sure.
You bet. And why don't we give them a nice big thank you for all their patience with us tonight?
I am in your debt.
We really are, because again, they were very patient, very kind to answer all of Turwinkle's pestering questions tonight. So folks, if you like this episode, click that like button. If you would like to comment on the Nightfall Vanguard or any of the other episodes that we've done, please do so below. Let us know what we're doing right. Let us know what we're doing wrong. And finally, if you'd like to subscribe, we'd love to have you join Team Turwinkle tonight by hitting that subscription button. Well, Turwinkle, wonderful job, sir. As always, questions right on point. And, sir, we will see you next time.
Indubitably.
You bet. So, sir, you have a good night.
I'll miss you.
We'll miss you too, Turwinkle. Bye-bye.